Welcome to the next lesson. Till now, we have created our homepage, our portfolio page, and a template for our project page, okay? The template that we have created, you can just duplicate it, right? You can just, here's the HTML file. You can just copy and paste it, change the name, okay? And then inside it, change the content, the information, and the images for other projects, okay? So you get the idea how you can continue creating pages for each of the projects that you have, right? Now, in this lesson, I want us to focus more on the contact page, okay? I want us to have a way for our visitors to contact us. Now, let's say we have absolutely no idea what to put inside this page, okay? So I'm going to come here to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to create the structure for a contact page. And after that, when we are satisfied with the content or the structure on this page, then we will go after the style. So I'm going to write down. All right, so I wrote down that let's go for the next page, which is product page. And then I mentioned, based on the topic of my website, I want you to just write the HTML codes and the content you think is required for my users to have on this page in order to contact me. Okay. So I'm letting the hands of ChatGPT be open and see what ChatGPT is going to create for us for this specific page. All right. The code for HTML is ready, right? And we can come here, copy the code. Let's go to contact.html and paste the code here. Let's save it, come to our website, refresh it, click on contact. Okay. So as you can see, we don't have any style here. And even though that we have the content for the header and we have the content for the footer, we don't have any style. I think this is because there is no, right, there is the link here, but I think the link is not correct probably, right? Here we are inside. Let me explain this to you. When you are writing an address, okay, each of these two dots, it means go back one folder, okay? So here we are inside the HTML folder, okay? So if we go back one folder, we will be in the main folder, we'll be here. And then it's going one folder back again, okay? So it will be out of the main folder, and then it starts to look for CSS folder, which doesn't exist. So the problem is here. If I remove that, the first two dots and forward the slash, it should work. So if I come here and refresh it, now we have the style, okay? It means that the style, the CSS file was found, but the images is not found yet, okay? So we have to do the same here. And let's go down to the footer. And we also have the same issue. Let's save it, refresh, and now we have the logo as well. Of course, you can tell ChatGPT that, all right, the code that you wrote is fine, but the CSS file is not loading, right? Or the images or my logo is not loading. What should I do? And it will explain and help you how you can fix it. So here, as you can see, we have a title, then a description under it, then we have a form, which we can write down our name, our email, and our message, and then submit it, okay? Of course, when we click on submit, it tries to load a page called submit_form.php, but because it doesn't exist, it shows this page. Under it, we have some additional information, okay, about email, phone, and address, right? And now we can work on the style. So let's come here, fix the style. After that, maybe on the next lesson, we will work on the functionality of this form. So when we click on submit, it actually sends an email to us, okay? So let's come here and let's ask ChatGPT to write the codes for CSS. All right, I mentioned that the structure is good. Now I want you to write the CSS code for this page inside parentheses, except header and footer, which we already have the style. Remember to use dark theme with the colors and fonts you mentioned before. The style should look modern and minimal. So let's press enter and wait for the response. And then we will copy and paste it inside our CSS code. All right, the CSS code is ready, but since I know how to write CSS code, I noticed something here. In the first part of this code, ChatGPT wrote a part for the body tag, okay? This will affect all of our other pages as well, okay? It's changing the background color and the main color of the fonts. So let me show you. If we come here to our CSS file and if we scroll up, okay? Here we have the body tag, okay? We already have used it. Now, when you copy and paste all of this code inside your CSS file, you may see some changes in other pages. And based on that, again, you have to come back here and contact ChatGPT and tell it, all right, the changes that you made has had these effects. So I want you to change it and make it another way, right? But since I will know how it will look, I'm going to come here and change it and wait for the response again. All right, I explained that write the CSS code specific for each section of this page and do not write general CSS codes that will affect the whole page because I'm using the same CSS file on all other pages of my website. Okay, so let's save and submit. All right, now if you pay attention, it's writing specifically for each section, similar to what we had before. And for example, for contact dash section, as you can see here, we have the background color. Now it's changing the background color specifically for each section separately, okay, instead of changing it all at once. Okay, so I'm going to copy the code, come here inside CSS file and paste it here. Let's come to our page and refresh it. It looks much nicer, right? We have the contact me, then we have our form where we can write our message, right? And then some additional information. Now we can spend some time on the style and make it look better. We can add some distance here, maybe add a border to this form, right? But in general, it looks good, and it based on your taste, you can improve it. That would be all for this lesson. On the next part, we will work on the messaging system. Okay, when we click on submit, it works. Okay, so if you have any question, write it down for me. If you want to download the same files that I'm using right now in each lesson, you can download them from the resources of this lesson, right? So that was all for this part. I will see you in the next lesson.